We are at the Posse Grounds Park and Ride to get to the Mescal trailhead this morning, which we're going to use to do the Devil's Bridge hike. And we have a little bit of time, so we're going to fill up the water bottles and get ready for some hiking. Right, now the trailhead parkings around here in Sedona, some of them do get filled fairly quickly. I think I read that the trailhead for Devil's Bridge, there's only 12 parking spots there. You can park at the Mescal trailhead, so that would have been an option for us, but we decided to keep it safe. I think I read that here at the Posse Grounds Park and Ride, there's something along the lines of 240 parking spots, so plenty of parking spots here. We're here bright and early, around 8 a.m. on a Saturday morning. At this time on this day, there's maybe not even a dozen cars yet, so we're going to get the first shuttle of the day and go on this hike.
This hike, pretty well known in the Sedona area, is called the Devil's Bridge hike. It's just an iconic hike, and when you get to the place they call Devil's Bridge, you realize why. So once again, we took advantage of the Sedona shuttle. For this one, we arrived at a park and ride location. We were there before 8 a.m. and we were one of the first cars that were actually in the parking lot. Found a nice place for our truck, so that was good. We chose to go to the Mescal, MESCAL parking lot to start our hike, as we were told that this route was the more scenic route. There is an alternative option from the Dry Creek Vista parking lot, but we liked the idea of a more scenic route. Devil's Bridge is the largest natural sandstone arch located in the Sedona area of the Coconino National Forest. The hike is about a 4-mile out and back trek with a 521-foot elevation. If you look at all trails, it rates it as a moderately challenging hike. It's just the last part of the hike that has a very steep section that you have to climb as you get closer to the bridge.
Yeah, so most of it felt fairly level.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It felt level. It was really pretty too.
Yeah.
It was quiet. It was really nice. When you got to that last part, you're using your hands to get up because it's pretty steep, stepping type of. It's like a little rock scramble is what it is.
I think it was fairly accessible, easy enough. I mean, we saw people of all ages, from very,
People were carrying their dogs up.
young kids, dogs.
And they have these animals all over the place, we're told, called jabalina, and I call them a little pig.
We saw a family of those too.
Yeah, well, that was funny.
We stopped for a break at a little bar, and I walked a few steps to my left, and about 20 feet away from me was a wild pig sniffing the air. I'm like, dang it, you can't have my Cliff Bar. Go away.
So as we were getting closer and we climbed up this, it's a natural rock staircase. So it's not even, but you can figure out the flat rocks to step on to get up. When you get to the bridge, you go up the natural staircase, you walk a little bit further, you get to this bridge, and you're gonna find people lined up to get onto the bridge. So you're facing the bridge, there is a drop in front of you. It comes out and you go on to a place where you have to literally walk onto this bridge.
And when you're looking at it from the other side, it looks fairly narrow.
It looks really narrow.
Yeah, with a really, really long drop below.
It is very long drop.
Yeah. Not for the faint of heart.
It is not.
If you have like anxiety about things like this, you can get anxious. Even just thinking about going out there. So you and I we made our way almost to the central point. We didn't go all the way to the center.
Yeah, I could have went a little bit further, but I was concerned about you.
Oh, what?
I was.
You were concerned about me?
I didn't because you're worse than I am.
From scared of heights?
Yes.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. I didn't want you to have a bad experience.
Well, you could have went a little further. Although it probably would have freaked me out.
No, because as I was standing there with you,
yeah.
it was like all of a sudden I started feeling the vertigo.
Okay.
And I said, okay, that's it.
We made our way onto the bridge. We got our photos taken, I think some videos. So
We had awesome photos.
Yeah.
It was great. So it was a very, very wonderful experience. I would do it again.
yeah.
It was a great hike, too.
Yeah,
I liked the hike.
when I think about iconic type hikes, this one will always be on my list as something iconic, similar to, and it's a totally different type of experience, but when I think about when we hiked the Narrows in Zion,
Yeah.
there's just something about certain hikes that are just so memorable and so different than any other hike. And so this is kind of in that category.
Yeah,
I think.
see, and that's interesting because that's the one that got the best of me.
The Narrows?
The Narrows.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
You have to find our Narrows podcast
Yeah.
and listen to Julie's experience on that. Okay, so Devil's Bridge, what'd you think?
It was pretty, absolutely incredibly awesome. Awesome. We took the challenge and we went out, even though we didn't go on the most narrowest part. But for us, I think that was really good.
Yeah.
We did a fantastic job.
So when you're looking at it from the side where people are lining up to get out, it looks thinner
Yeah.
across than it actually is once you get on it. That said, even
yeah.
still when you get on there, you only have so much room.
Yeah, and if you have fear of heights and you get vertigo, it can be really scary.
Yeah. There was actually a section on the other side of the bridge that you have to make your way across, or you have to make your way past to get to the bridge that, and maybe it's more because of the day that we're here where it had rained and
It's a
the
little
rocks
slick.
were slick.
Yeah.
And I could see somebody falling down there. So,
I can see
Yeah.
somebody falling off the bridge. I'm going to investigate.
yeah. So which brings up my second name for the bridge, which is Darwin Bridge.
Darwin Bridge.
Because we saw some people doing some pretty, what kind
High
of things?
serotonin moves.
Yes. High risk.
Wow.
You saw one guy up on the bridge like jump over a
Jump.
crevice.
Yes.
Yeah, people dangling over the edge.
Yeah.
So
Crazy.
that's not our speed.
No.
Not my speed.
Never. It's
Yeah,
never been
yeah,
my speed.
Yeah. So we'd rather be around for the next adventure.
Yes.
So,
Absolutely.
anyways, a nice hike.
Great hike.
Yep.
Great hike. Challenging at the end. There's a bit of rock scramble at the end,
A little bit.
but little kids were getting up it. And
Yeah.
They were doing okay. So,
Very popular.
yes.
All right. Thanks for coming along.